Visitors have been a superhero to Ryan House. What's your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero is probably the oldest one of all, the one I remember from when I was your age.
Spider-Man?
Superman. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Spider-Man has been around for a while, though.
Yeah, but I remember when Spider-Man was born. That's how old I am.
Wow. How did Board of Visitors get involved as a founding partner?
I was a member of the Board of Visitors, and we have this fundraiser that's all over Phoenix called Care Card.
Okay.
And we were looking. We had been in existence for 3 years. Care Card. Board of Visitors is the oldest charity in Arizona. It was founded 107 years ago in 1908. And so this is an old group of, it's been in existence for a long time.
A century.
Over a century, absolutely.
Yeah, a century and 7 years.
Yep.
Because a century is 100 years.
You're good at math. Well, anyway, so we needed to find, we benefit, the Board of Visitors chooses different groups in the community to give the money to from Care Card. And so some of us were members of the Board of Visitors, and we decided that this new idea, Ryan House, would be one that we could really support and get behind. The Board of Visitors sold these cards in our community and made over $1 million, and so they were the biggest donor to Ryan House. The Board of Visitors is just women. It's 50 active women and about 130 associates.
What has made you proud as a founding partner of Ryan House?
Well, should I be speaking for Board of Visitors?
Whichever one you want.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you about Board of Visitors. I think they're most proud because what happened was this house opened in 2010.
5 years? 5 years?
5 years ago.
Wow.
It's been open for 5 years. So in 2006, which was 4 years before it opened, Care Card started telling the community about Ryan House. And so the community, before this house ever opened, was really supportive and happy that it was going to be here for all the kids and families that were going to be using it.
What advice would you give somebody my age to give to the community?
I think that for people your age, it's not too young. And maybe we had birthday parties that kids decided to have before this house ever opened. They said, we're going to have our friends bring gift cards or a donation or something for Ryan House instead of presents for me on my birthday. And that's pretty, selfless when you do that. Give up your own presents and instead have something. So even little kids can start doing something. And you can do things with your mom and dad and your sister, your family. You can help people that need, and even like if you had a next door neighbor who needed help walking her dog or, it's always good to help other people because it always comes back to you somehow, sometime.
If you had to describe Ryan House in one word, what would that be?
Oh, do I have to limit it to one word?
Well, I'll give you a choice to 3 words.
3, thank you. It would be the answer to a dream, which is more than 1 or 2 or 3 words, but it would be it's the best. It's the best. That's my first word. The second word would be it's all-encompassing, which means it's good for people's emotional health and for their physical health and for their soul. It's the soul food for a lot of families.
If you should trade a story of me for the Board of Visitors or for the patients, what would you choose to tell?
So the story of the Board of Visitors is that they were the group of women that are there still and were there when we started, and I'll just use Ryan House for the story, okay?
Okay.
So when they first started out, it was a leap of faith because there was no house, There were no plans. There was no building. This was a dirt lot. And you're asking people to give you $1 million for something that might happen or might not. So these ladies decided that it was something they were going to do, that they were going to really work hard to make this become real. And so not only did the women in the Board of Visitors help with financially, but they also helped by being members on the Board of Directors for Ryan House. They were on lots of different committees for Ryan House. They went out and talked in the community about Ryan House. So these women did a lot of work trying to get the community to respond to this dream. I would say that the Board of Visitors members are pioneers. Do you know what pioneers are? You start with nothing and you don't know what you're going to find, and then maybe you hit a jackpot. And I think the Board of Visitors members feel like Ryan House was their jackpot because their name is on it. It's called the Board of Visitors Ryan House.
What advice does the Board of Visitors have for around the country to start something like Ryan House?
Well, there is one sure thing we would say.
Yeah.
We would say buy the book. There is a book out now, Ryan House in the heart of Phoenix, because it's located right in the middle of Phoenix.
Okay.
So to say it's in the heart of Phoenix, that can be taken two ways.
I have one more thing to say to you guys. You should never be anybody else. Just be the people that you are. Follow your dreams and be kind to others.
And I would say that I think that the Board of Visitors will be supportive in lots of different ways, in all ways, to Ryan House for as long as Ryan House is here, which probably is going to be forever. You know what? They'll still be supporting Ryan House with smiles on their faces and love in their hearts. I guess that's my final word.